Good morning and welcome to the original Loretta Brown show with me, Loretta Brown. Yeah, and over there making the magic happen, Benny Mathers, my wonderful producer for, years and years and years.
You almost were gonna get, yeah, exactly. Like, you better watch your mouth right there. No, just
I was like, oops, where's that little angel on my mouth, right?
it continues to be an amazing ride with you. So
it is. It's great. It's really great to work with you. So welcome to our show today. And it's July 1st. We're there.
I know.
We're headed into the last half of the year. One can always hope. One can always hope. Yeah. So just for everybody to understand, I had a guest scheduled today, Sergio Megana, the author of the Real Toltec Prophecies. And unfortunately, my guest has not shown up yet. I don't know if we're having technical problems or whatnot. So I'm going to go ahead and just do what's called an open mic show with you, which is like a sudden surprise. And if you're listening, you want to jump on this right away because I haven't done an open mic show for goodness months. I don't really do it that often. For those of you who don't know what that means, I am the owner of Reiki Oasis, but I'm a channel. I channel angels and guides, and I'm an intuitive. And so if you have what I call a burning question that you would like some help with, please call in to the radio show right now because I'll be doing open mic for the next hour. And the numbers are 1-888-298-5569 or 425-373-5527. And I'll give you those numbers again. 1-888-298-5569 or 425-373-5527. And you can call in at any time and we'll put you into the lineup and get you on. And I do ask this, I really don't need, like, sometimes people need birth dates and stay. I don't really need that. But what I need is a specific question, because people that call in all the time, or they ask me all the time, like they'll make an appointment and I'll go, okay, you're here to find out some answers. What do you want to know? And they'll say, what do my guides have to say to me? And they always say, we love you so much and you're doing great. Thumbs up, right? Go for it. And they're like, well, yeah, but Loretta, like I'm having this relationship problem, or should I move, or should I? And I go, well, you got to ask them. They're very polite, right? they're not going to live your life for you. So anyway, open mic day, big surprise. Go ahead and call in if you'd like to get some help with something. And in the meantime, Mama gave me a mouth and told me to use it. So here I am. That's frightening. Yeah. Anyway, like I say, I'm the owner of Reiki Oasis.
It's frightening and a blessing all in one. Okay, Loretta, let's go with that.
You know what's really funny, and because I don't have a guest, I can give away Loretta's personal secrets. When I was little, I've got a large family, and my dad used to have nicknames for everybody because I think he couldn't remember who we were, right? And like I think one of my sisters was called Squeak and one was Squawk, right? And I was the mouth. That was the deal. So anyway, my apologies. I hope that it brings a blessing to you. We all have our gifts. So I am the owner of Reiki Oasis, located right here in the greater Seattle for the area. Maybe I can talk today, for the last 27 years. And we do offer a lot of things over at Reiki Oasis, not just Reiki, but of course, all kinds of things. My whole mission in life is to help ease the suffering of the planet. And also, I have for years been working on helping people raise their frequency, their consciousness level, to connect deeper with their own internal guidance, because you are ultimately, you're the head of your own life. You are creating this with your thoughts and your feelings and your mind. So anyway, I hope that that the guidance that I give you will inspire you, lift you up out of the murkiness, and give you a direction to go. Every Sunday, I have a Sunday meditation with Loretta, although this Sunday is July 4th. Woohoo, fireworks, right? and celebrations. And so there will be no Sunday meditation this coming Sunday, but you can sign up for future Sunday meditations at schedule.reikioasis.com. And don't worry, if you actually cannot be with me at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time for the meditation, just sign up. I send everybody a recording of the meditation that you can listen to anytime you want, which is really, really great. And just a little word, because I am sensitive. I love animals and I love people and I love children. Most of them, sorry about that. Most people, yeah. And when there's fireworks, sometimes our pets can be frightened and our children could be frightened. And so be sensitive to that. And I think they have those little shirts that you put on animals that are tight, you know, like I have friends that have little doggy t-shirts or something that help make them feel safer. And then be sure to comfort them, be aware of that. So thank you very much. And then also be careful. It's been dry out there. I hope you all made it through the heat wave. I think that's a song. And it was pretty scorchy here and in the greater Seattle area. So stay safe, stay hydrated. And for those of you that know me, you know, I lived in the great desert over there of Saudi Arabia for about 9 years. And I really learned over there that when the sun is that bright and that hot, that you need to take it easy, protect yourself. And like I said, be very aware that dehydration can happen quite rapidly. So do take care. I wanted to say again, we do have an open mic day. You are entitled to one question, very specific question if you've got it. And don't be afraid to call in. This might be your morning to receive some help. 1-888-298-5569 or 425-373-5527. And we have very strong energies today. So Benny, I think we've got someone that would like to come on. So
yes, yeah, absolutely. We'd like to start the show off with Rochelle calling in from the Kirkland area. So Rochelle, welcome and happy July 1st.
Well, thank you. Same to you.
Hi, Rochelle. Thanks for calling in.
Oh, sure. I was so excited. Okay, here's my burning question. Is a job coming soon for me? I'm waiting to hear on one, and I just have been trying, and so I'm just wondering.
Yes, the answer is a clear yes, but let me give more words around it, okay? Your guides, your team is really great. And by the way, they're coming in with green energy, which I find fascinating. So I don't know if you're in need of healing, but this is healing energy like the Archangel Raphael, right?
Okay.
And it might seem kind of odd to think that Raphael would be helping you find a job, but let's take a look at what healing might mean to you, like the relief of stress, money coming in, right? A new location that will help you grow and really see it in. But they're giving me a 3-week time period. I know that sounds like a long time, but that doesn't mean that it'll take 3 weeks for it to get there. But I think that within 3 weeks, you're going to be totally turned around.
Okay, great.
Does that help you?
That is so helpful. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And thank you for your very specific direct question, which had so much energy behind it. I
only call when I have something burning. You know, it's like, okay, I just don't know what to do anymore. So
I adore it. I adore your energy and your directness. Thank you so much for calling in, and blessings to you.
Yeah, thanks so much, Rochelle, from calling in from the Kirkland area. Lead by example, Loretta. Yes, if her ears are burning, ours were too. She called in. She made it happen.
She was. And, you know, I say this all the time, but if you are hearing me, and of course you need to be in now time to be able to call into the show. If you're listening to this on the archives or the podcast, I'm sorry, the show's over, right? So for those that tuned in, sometimes your guides make you show up because they want you to call in and ask that question. So if you feel a little sweaty or itchy or something, Benny's itching. Benny, do you have a burning
right then and there? How did you know? I was like, wow, I got an itch all of a sudden. That was unplanned, everybody. Unplanned itch. You'll see it on the camera.
That's hysterical. But sometimes you will get that niggling and it won't go away. So call in 1-888-298-5569 or 425-373-5527. I am doing angel readings today. You can call in and get an answer.
If I only dare ask what a niggling is, but we'll just move forward.
It's sort of like poke, Poke.
I'll go with that, I guess.
Poke.
I'm going to look it up, but I don't really want to look it up.
No, I was talking to somebody the other day, and I hate to tell people this. I'm part Irish, right? And the Irish are kind of that way sometimes. I'm sorry if you're listening and you're Irish. I don't mean any offense, but I grew up in a home where, my dad's favorite thing was just sort of to poke at you, right? Poke. Like he would be watching me eat my food, and I always save the best bite for last because I just think you should have something wonderful to look forward to. And this is going to sound mean, but it's just the way my dad was. He would tease. He would wait until I was ready for that last bite, and then he would reach over and put it on his fork and eat it, and I would be like, right? And even though it sounds mean, it's one of those things where after a while it got to be kind of a game between us. And, when people pass away, you remember the funniest things. And it was like, yeah, that was Dad. He would just sort of niggle you, just kind of poke you a little bit to let you know that he was there and that he actually cared and was paying attention to you. So anyway.
Great example. Now I no longer have to look it up.
Yes, that's a niggle.
Thank you very much. Technical term.
Okay, so we have open mic, and I think we've got someone else on the line, Benny.
We do, and let's give out that number again. You're welcome to join us on the original Loretta Brown show. We have an open call-in show day today. Our guest, unfortunately, wasn't able to make it in, so we're going to reschedule. So give us a jingle at 888-298-5569, which conveniently spells out KKNW, or 425-373-5527. And we have now Dennis calling in from Seattle area. Hi, Dennis.
Hi, Dennis. Good morning.
Good morning. Do you see me be doing travel?
Say that again. I'm sorry, you were just garbledy. So sorry.
Okay. Do you see me be doing travel?
Travel.
Yeah. Oh, travel. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. My mics at this end were like the first half of that I couldn't hear. Yeah. Dennis, let me take a look at this. Your guides are coming in with a whole lot of energy around your health. So I'm just going to tell you right now that the very first message they have is to take care of yourself and raise your vibrational frequency. And then they see the pathways opening and you can definitely travel. I don't see you doing a long distance travel right now, possibly close in or little side trips that will nourish your soul and help you lighten up just a little bit, right? Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Yeah. Your guides, by the way, are very loving and encouraging right now. They want you to know that they are there and to remember to ask them for help about anything and everything, right? But, and I want to address this because it's interesting what your guides are bringing up about raising the frequency, because I work with everybody on that. And it doesn't mean your frequency is low. Don't misunderstand what I'm saying. It just means that when we do something that makes us happy, especially if we connect with nature or new locations, it can be one of the things that encourages us the most and gets us kind of out of our funk. Yeah. Does that help?
Yeah.
Okay. Really great. Thank you so much for calling in and many, many blessings to you. And thanks for listening to the show.
Yeah. Thanks, Dennis. Appreciate the call. 888-298-5569 or 425-373-5527. Loretta.
It should spell Loretta and Benny, don't you think?
That's a long number.
Yeah, that's true.
Or we could just abbreviate it somehow, but we'll have our creative thinking tank get on that one for the next show.
Yeah, we'll work on that one. Okay. Yeah,
perfect.
Yeah, definitely.
We do
Okay.
have another caller. Yeah, let's go for it. It's Debbie from University Place. Hi, Debbie. Welcome to the show.
Good morning.
Hi, Debbie. Good morning to you. Oh, you have a loving heart. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Ooh, that's lovely. Wonderful. Thank you. Thanks for that. Yeah. What can I do to help you?
I have a question about my senior dog, Max.
Oh.
I am leaving on a trip that I have to take, and I'm a little concerned about leaving him, even though he's going to be, with his puppy nanny. I'm a little nervous for him.
Yeah. I totally get it. And here's what I'm going to say. Good heavens. Your hearts do love each other. You and your sweet Max, you said, right? And there's a little bit of both of you feeling a little anxious about it because you don't like to be away from each other, right?
Correct.
So I would I would hold him. I would just look him straight in the eye. I would just tell him, I love you so much. I'm going to put a beautiful pink bubble of protection around you. You are in my heart and I am in yours. And it's just going to be an illusion that I'm somewhere else, right? And just explain it to him and then tell him when you're leaving and when you're coming back. And
Okay.
as if it's possible to check in with him, like call him when you're gone.
Well,
Then-
the person that is watching him sends me updates every day. So that is helpful.
That's very helpful. That's a really good thing to do. And then, like I said, this sounds so funny, but if you can even, call or do a Zoom call or something, so or send a recording or something, there's all kinds of things we can do where he can hear your voice.
Oh, I
And-
love that. I
and
never thought of that.
Yeah, and you just say, Max, guess what? I love you. Ha! Right?
Oh,
And I'm sending you love and I miss you, but I'm doing what I need to do and I'll see you soon, right? Yeah. Pets are very telepathic. They can feel us, they can see us. They're here to love us. And I think that more than anything, they help us love ourselves more. And it was interesting. I was talking to someone yesterday about their dogs, and the angels always tell me that the animals actually incarnate from higher realms. And that sounds so
Oh.
funny for us. It's like, what? But they do. They quite often are very high vibration. And many people have said to me, I think my pet's a person, Loretta. And I go, well, they're a soul for sure. Right.
well, that makes sense because of how they love unconditionally.
Yeah. So how old is Max?
Max is going to be 16 and he's got a lot of health issues. So my fear was that he would leave before I got back.
No, you just tell him that's not permitted. You just make a deal with him. It's not his time yet. I know it sounds funny, but you actually can do this and you just tell them, like I said, you just be really honest and say, I'm concerned. And so we're just going to make an agreement that we're both going to be just fine. And when I get back, we'll get back together. And that's how that's going to be. And he'll go, okay.
I love it.
Yeah,
That
'cause
put so much comfort with me. Thank you so very much.
Yeah, it sounds funny, but he's wagging his tail at me going, yeah, that's just tell her. Yeah, that's how it is. Okay. Okay, thank you so much for
Loretta.
calling in. Blessings. Have a good trip and all is well. Yeah.
Thank you. Take care. God bless.
Yeah, God bless you. All right. We're taking callers today.
We are 888-298-5569 and or 425-373-5527.
It's really great. And so I will just talk a little bit about astrology while we're getting people in the line. There has been very strong energy, as you all know, especially since eclipse season at the end of May 26th, 2021, by the way, catapulted us into the time of the sixth sun, which I was hoping to talk about with my guest who was not able to join us today. But I am going to say this, that we're in a very powerful, potent time. And since that eclipse season, May 26th, on a collective level, we've all been moving through a period of transformation and growth. And this time period may have created feelings of intensity, uncertainty, and excitement as to what lies ahead. This mix of emotions may also have us feeling a little all over the place. Yeah, that's been me. A hot mess, June. July is definitely not as intense as June, brings some beautiful energies, including the opening of the Sirius Gateway, which will be July 3rd through 7th this year, and the fated alignment of the two cosmic lovers, Venus and Mars, on July 13th. Now, as we get to the midpoint of the month of July, things will begin to smooth and soften, and we may feel that we have more clarity. But the first 2 weeks are really kind of a little bit Ooh, intense energy is what I'm going to say, because we still have 4 planets retrograde. We've got all kinds of opening of energies. And then, like I said, we've literally entered into what is called the time of the 6th sun, which, if I have time, I'll explain a little bit more in detail later on. And we'll go from there. So, like I said, we've got open mic day today. And Benny, I think we've got somebody else ready to go. Okay.
We do. We'll take now Amy calling in from Charleston, South Carolina. Hey, Amy.
Hi, Amy. Good morning or good noon for you, right?
Close.
Yes.
What can I do for you? Thank you so much for calling in.
Yeah, thanks. So I have kind of like everything I just overheard you saying about this time of transformation, really, and like all over the place is definitely like, I feel like there are so many different things I could ask. What's going on?
Go for it.
Yeah, but I'm not sure. I started to kind of get more into my spirituality about a year ago, and had some like really amazing experiences. And so I've only just kind of started to get into this stuff, but I've been wondering about like soul contracts or soul cycles, if that's something that like you believe in or that you like adhere to. Because I think I might be going through a transition, and I'm wondering if like that's kind of what's going on with me right now.
Yes, I absolutely believe in soul contracts, right? And I actually believe in past lives and future lives and eternal soul, right? Which you don't have to believe in. But if I'm understanding you correctly, are you asking me if you're finishing a contract?
Yes, that's what I'm asking.
Yeah, you are actually not only finishing a contract, but you're finishing a section of your life. And your guides are showing it to me as though you are emerging from a cocoon, is the way they're showing it. So you have had a certain identity about yourself. You have known yourself to be, fill in the blank, this, that, or the other thing, right? And basically a good woman, right? And now all of a sudden things are kind of blowing up. It's almost like your hair is sticking up on end. And you're taking a look at your life, and my sense is that you're almost blinking your eyes going, where am I? What is happening here? Who is that? Blah, blah. And so you're being what we call awakened at the soul level. And what is that awakening? It's what you brought in your heart. And your heart actually knows what it is that you came to be and do without any question about it. And so sometimes we have this tug or this pull to shift something in our life to change. And you and I both know change is not easy. It's kind of messy, right? So the main question is, have you finished this contract? Are you at the end of this contract? Your guides are clear. Yes, you are at the end of a contract. Do you need to change some things in your life? The answer is yes. But I always feel like there's no fire engine emergency. It's like all you have to do is say, please, God, higher self, whatever your belief system is. I go for the top. My dad always taught me, if you want something to change, go to the top guy, right? Or goddess, right? You go up there and you say, from my deep heart to your deep heart, please help guide me forward into my highest and best future, because we're entering a time where we're really being asked to serve others, or to share our cookies, is the way I look at it. Like the great mother, father, God, right? The great God gave us, created, cooked, baked cookies and gave them to us and said, here are your gifts, go share them. And if we're not sharing them, there will be an inspiration of that within us at some point, and this is right where you're at. So I have the feeling that you have many, many wonderful gifts. You have a lot of things to share, and you have not been able to do that. And
yes, I was a special education teacher for some time, but I left that profession a few years ago to be home with my kids, and now I'm like kind of looking at what's next, and it's almost overwhelming because I do feel like there are a lot of paths. But no, I appreciate everything you said. That really does apply. Thank you.
So I'm going to be like even more specific, right? Because they're coming through very loudly. You have been working with children. You have been working with special needs. I always look at special needs children as the angel gifts from heaven, right? Because they carry within themselves so much consciousness. And then there's this challenge of how do we work with them, right? Many of the children coming in right now, in fact, all of the children being born right now for you listening, are coming from higher vibrational realms. They're the children of the future. They're here to help us step into whatever it is that we're building, which is going to be way better than what we're exiting, which is, painful because it's in its death throes, right? So when you try to figure out what can I do to help, where do I want to offer my gifts, you can get very quiet in your heart and just simply say, what brings me joy? What brings me delight? And what knowledge do I have that would really be beneficial to share with others? You could easily write a book or a blog or put out some sort of information regarding your very own experiences with that to help many people.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah. And I'm going to say this again, you have a lot of gifts to offer. You have beautiful angels that work with you. And there is a powerful energy of love that just is, I can feel it. It's like pulsing in you. And it's almost, forgive me, but it's almost like it's pulsing in your belly, which tells me that you want to birth something beautiful. So, oh my goodness, lift your wings and go, honey. Do it.
So much.
Don't be afraid. Do it. You won't fall. You'll be caught. Yeah. So divine love to you. You are true emissary and angel from the Most High. And don't let that be an ego thing. It's just a beautiful thing. Yep.
I appreciate that. I'll take that to heart. I really appreciate that.
Please do. And light a candle and ask for guidance. Yeah. Thank you so much for calling in. I said, light a candle and ask God for guidance, and you will be just fine. Yep.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for calling in and for listening to the show. Yep.
Cool. Let's give out the number, and then we can take a quick break there, Loretta. Is that good?
That's lovely. Perfect.
All right. Go. All right. So 888-298-5569 or KKNW, I should say 888-298-5569 or 425-373-5527, 425-373-5527. If you are just tuning in, it's the original Loretta Brown show. Loretta is changing up the format for today. We had our guest that was scheduled earlier. Unfortunately, can't make it, so we're doing an open call-in show day today with her and for you guys, because I'm talking to everyone on YouTube. That's what So we'll be right back with more from Loretta. All right, all clear. Sorry,
all right.
That one for you.
I love that. Thank you so much.
It was good. It was good. It was good.
That's
Hi, everybody
great.
on YouTube.
Yeah. Hi, YouTubers. So what's coming up for 4th of July, Benny?
Just laying low. I mean, it's since everyone's now back at like 100%, all that stuff, it's going to be really a busy weekend. So we're just going to stay local down south. My girlfriend and I and her kids.
Sounds good.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not doing anything great either. For the people on YouTube, I just want to show you the book.
Mm-hmm.
And I really wish my guest was here today, but we'll figure out how to get him back. The Real Toltec Prophecies by Sergio Magana. And it's how the Aztec calendar predicted modern day events and reveals a pathway to a new era of humankind. And to me, it's a small book. It's one of those books that's deceptively small, filled with so much information that you have to go back and read each page like 10 times because you're like, what did he just say? But he actually lays out in the book the fact that the Aztec and the Mayan calendars are confused with each other. And the Mayan calendar was the one that said that things were going to end on December 21st, 2012, when in reality, it was erroneous, and the Aztec calendar is the one that actually carries the real prophecies and has been spot on regarding what it is that's going to happen. Like, for instance, he describes certain years, And he says that the year 2021 to 2022 is going to be a difficult challenge year, but it's going to really, really change how we are on planet Earth. So you can get the book and read it yourself, right? The Real Toltec Prophecies. And then we'll talk more about it as time goes by. And I'm a person who can read a book and then just talk about it like I know what I'm talking about, but all I'm doing is regurgitating the book, right? Because I don't really know. So I hope you're all good out there. Open mic. I'm ready.
Okay. Stand by. We'll give it out.
Okay. Welcome back to the original Loretta Brown Show with Loretta Brown. Yeah, I'm the owner of Reiki Oasis, located right here in the greater Seattle area. You can find out everything about Reiki Oasis at reikioasis.com. You can schedule at schedule.reikioasis.com. And I do everything long distance, everything from Reiki and tuning forks and channeling and counseling. I do spiritual counseling. I also do some mental health counseling and hypnotherapy and past life regression work and emotional clearing work. Someone asked me the other day, they said, Loretta, what don't you do? And I said, well, sometimes when you've been in the business as long as I have, you gathered, I've done a lot of studying with some amazing teachers, and I have a lot of tools in my tool bag. And when I'm working with you, the guides will tell me which tools, where to go, what needs to be done in the hour or the hour and a half that you get with me. I mean, we quite often do an enormous work in just that short period of time. So feel free to contact me. I am booked out. July is completely full. August is almost full. And it quite often is that way, trying to get into me. So if you're planning on it, plan to wait. And we'll go from there.
Or act now so you don't lose out on more time, people.
Yeah. I often have
It's
people.
what you need to do.
No, I often have people going, well, I'll let you know when I want to make an appointment. And I go, well, good luck on that.
By doing that, you just lost another week.
Yeah. Like somehow that's just going to happen. It does occasionally, people will cancel, but not always. Yeah. So while I'm waiting for people to call in with your one burning question that you would like your angels and guides to help you with, I'll talk a little bit more about astrology, one of my favorite subjects. So June, like I said, was a challenging month due to the eclipses and the increasing number of planets entering retrograde. Currently, we have Saturn, Pluto, Jupiter, and Neptune retrograde. These planets, when they go retrograde, by the way, are asking us to revisit things. They're asking us to look at things. And there's a pretty powerful energy of fact versus fiction, truth versus false going on in the skies right now. So I'm sure it's niggling with everybody. There's also an energy in the sky of, how do I say this? We're ready to step forward. And we realize we have to leave something behind. And anytime that you're asking for something to come into your life, if your life is already so jam-packed that there's no breathing room, there's no room for that new thing to come in. So quite often what we have to let go of are the old ideas or the old beliefs or old stuck emotional content, old things that have been inside us for years and years and years. So if you've been grinding away at something and you just haven't been able to let it go, please contact me at Reiki Oasis and we'll see what we can do to help you. Now, the first few days of July continue this intensity as we now have Mars coming into a T-square with Saturn and Uranus. This is a potentially challenging alignment that can bring up frustrations and tensions. It can also trigger feelings of anger and make us feel restless. On the flip side, we can use these energies to connect to the fearless warrior within. Whenever Mars is active like this, we can tap into this energy to find our confidence and strength and to remember that there is nothing we cannot handle. Mars can trigger us, but it can also help us to clear and realize these triggers that may be lingering due to fear or a lack of self-confidence. Observe what comes up for you over the coming days and ask yourself the question, if I felt no fear, what would I do? And see how the answer may bring clarity and greater awareness. And by the way, there's an awful lot of talk these days about, going from 3D through 4D into 5D. And a lot of people have this idea that we're suddenly going to be in 5D, right? But I'm here to tell you that we're already raising our frequencies. And one of the indicators that you can use for yourself, like how am I doing and how are other people doing, has to do with fear versus love. So if you find yourself constantly feeling afraid, and by the way, fear can show up as anxiety or worry or things like that. But if you're constantly in that state of fear, what you need to do is very simple, raise your frequency and do what you can do to help dismantle that old program of fear, because honestly, there are things to fear, but fear itself is just a feeling and is part of our fight, flight, or freeze mechanism, right? But we don't need to be feeling so afraid. We can actually feel solid and secure and grounded on the earth and know that we are exactly where we should be and need to be. So some of the easy ways to raise your frequency are to be sure to laugh, walk barefoot on the earth 10 minutes per day. Grounding is super important because we receive magnetic energy from the earth and we receive electric energy from the sky. The nature is our great healer. And of course, nature is our great mother. Mama Gaia, I call her, loves us very much. And she, in her own way, will help us with many, many things. If we just get outside, take a walk, sit, it doesn't have to be vigorous, but it's just a matter of letting the air, the wind, the sun, the earth, the rain, all of that help heal us and bring us into balance. I've talked a lot lately to my clients about the innate wisdom of the body. The innate wisdom of the body means that we were incredibly designed by God, by the great prime source creator. Our bodies were created to have strong immune systems, to be able to fight off invaders in the body, right? And to also function. And of course, we don't always do that because our systems get jammed up. So some of the basic things that need to be done, such as a cleanse, right? Maybe even a parasite cleanse, because we get parasites all the time. But if you cleanse the body and then you rebuild your your gut, and build up your immune system and build up the strength of your body and get your vitamins and minerals in your fresh, clean water, sleep, a little bit of exercise, the body is miraculous in its ability to restore itself. I kind of think of myself sometimes like a plant in a pot, and I just need water. I need some sunshine. I need a little attention. And just like that, when I do that to my plants, they perk right back up. And also if I tell them I love them. So our internal chatter, our language in our head is also part of our innate health, our innate wisdom. When we are the ones beating ourselves up in our heads, we're not doing ourselves any favor. A few weeks ago, I did a talk for a group of women on the blessings and the benefits of sound. And then I did a crystal bowl healing concert. And I reminded them in that presentation that sound is everywhere. Sound is in the wind. Sound is in the song of the birds. Sound is in the song that your heart sings. Sound is in the conversations with people. You can set the tone for not only your own life, but for your home and the people who come see you by purposely and intentionally bringing in harmony and dissolving discord. Sometimes I play what I call is house music, or I play the 432 hertz, YouTubes, you can find them anywhere. A lot of people do that, where you listen to that with headphones, or you play it in the background in your home and allow the vibration to resonate. As we move into this new time, the time of the sixth sun, we're moving from the fifth sun, which is a time of us looking outside ourself for that which gives us meaning. In other words, how do I know how I am? In the time that we have lived in the time that we're just leaving, we have had to adorn ourselves or buy houses or cars or have a big job or do all these things that are external in order for us to feel good about ourselves. But in the time of the sixth sun, which we entered, May 26, 2021, we actually entered in, and it will go, there's a transition period there. We're going into a time where we now are being asked to look inside ourselves for that which has meaning. I was talking to someone the other day about, this thing going on where I look outside myself instead of inside myself. When I look outside myself to lift myself up, and by the way, there are times when it is helpful to do that. Like I said, get out in nature, laugh with friends or whatever. But I'm looking for something that will lift me up rather than the time you're going in. It's where I have done the work in my heart, and from inside myself, light begins to pour out into the world around me. My source for light is the divine. I'm not giving my energy. I'm just connecting to the higher frequency of love and light, generosity, peace, compassion, kindness, acceptance, forgiveness, and all of those things. And then when my channel gets open, the channel of my heart, now those things can flow from me out into the world, and it can actually inspire or help other people to raise their frequencies. And as you have all experienced, because you've all experienced this, where you have been the shining star in the room and all of a sudden mud's being thrown at you, remember that sometimes people that are a little bit dark or don't want to face their stuff will think you're just a little too bright. Could you dim that down over there? Stop being so beautiful and perfect, right? And I'm here to tell you, if you need permission to be beautiful and bright and radiant, I'm going to give it to you. Please, we need your light. We need your love. We definitely need your gifts. So your heart is calling to you. It is prompting you. Your divine soul knows why it came into this planet at this time. And we need all of you. Now, while I'm talking, I want to remind you, I probably have time for one or two more callers. This is open mic day. If you have a burning question, you would like some help, call 1-888-298-5569 or 425-373-5527. Now, I want to talk about the Sirius Gateway. Every year during the first week of July, a sacred gateway of energy is activated between Earth and the star Sirius, bringing heightened vibrations and spiritual advancements. This gateway of energy occurs as the sun comes into conjunction with the star Sirius, which is located at 14 degrees of the tropical zodiac of Cancer. As the sun and Sirius conjunct, which in 2021, which is right now, happens from July 3rd through 7th, we are all able to access this high frequency energy and use it for creative inspiration, entrepreneurial endeavors, technological innovations, and heightening our intuition. Our sun is considered the lifeline of this planet. It brings us life and light. The sun is what keeps us alive and present in our earthly reality. Sirius, which shines 23 times brighter than our sun, is actually our spiritual sun, and it helps to activate and shift us to higher levels of spiritual awareness. If the sun warms our body, Sirius, way out in the depths of our galaxy, warms our soul. It seems that for many ancient cultures, such as Egypt, Sirius aligns with the idea of spiritual awakening and the inevitable cycles of transformation that occur as we make our way through this earthly journey and beyond. In modern astrology, Sirius holds the vibration of freedom, helping us to release limitations and feel free to express our true self. Sirius is believed to be home to an alien race that possesses extremely advanced technological innovations and psychic abilities. And so at the time of this gateway, July 3 through 7, it may become easier to receive in messages from Sirius beings or remember past or parallel lives from Syria. And it's a great time to meditate and activate your third eye. I think I've got a caller. Yeah, right there.
That's it.
Just rub it.
888-298-5569 or 425-373-5527 for the original Loretta Brown Show. She's opening up the phone lines and taking your calls today. We have about 10 minutes left in the show, so now is your chance to do that. And we will take Debbie, who's calling in from Mukilteo area. Hi, Debbie.
Hi.
Hi, Debbie. Lots of love to you.
I am calling in because we had a session yesterday.
Yes, I remember it very well.
Covered many things, and I'm wondering if there's any guidance on priority 1 or 2 things that I should be really focusing on from the angels.
Yes. Actually, thank you so much for that question, because I think that question is going to help a lot of people. So let's just take a breath together. Let me exhale. You are having an activation of your pineal gland. I can see it. So you might be feeling some pressure in the forehead, right? Or at the crown. And it's interesting because you called in when I'm talking about the Sirius Gateway. And so from sometime between the 3 and 7, July 3 and 7, make sure you do meditate and open yourself up to receive information that is coming through to you. But on a more, I'm going to say just another level, here's what your guides have to say as kind of a synopsis for many people. In this time of great transition, it is very important that we begin with self-love and self-acceptance, to recognize that, I suppose that you and many people, because seems to me like this is a personal but a general message, many people are seeking who am I? Why am I here on planet Earth? What is my quote unquote mission? Your mission is to love yourself. Your mission is to find joy. Your mission is to laugh and be lighthearted and to be kind and compassionate. And all of that begins with the self. So practicing self-love is drinking water, walking barefoot, relaxing, let go of worry, lean back into the arms of your angels and guides, your higher self, God, that loves you so much. And remember, you only ever have to do 2%. That means you got to show up and give it some attention and some pure intention, and the rest will be taken care of. So there's a lot here regarding intention, and the guides are saying to you, where do you want to be? What do you want your life to be like 1 year from today? Sit down and visualize or imagine or connect with, okay, 1 year from now, I'm, in Portugal, having a sparkly water, looking at the ocean or some crazy thing, whatever. They're just giving me that as an example. I'm not saying that's what you're doing. But
I think that's that crazy.
I think actually it could be fun.
Like,
we could do the show from there, Benny. I'm in. I'm told.
Let's do it.
I'm in. Let's do it. But if that is the goal, then what you do is you breathe into that, and then you stand in that location and you look back at yourself. And you look at yourself and you begin to walk toward the self, and you recognize what is it that is standing between you and that dream, that goal. and then you begin to adjust and dissolve it. So for instance, I'll just use that as a silly example because, hey, maybe I am supposed to do that. So I'm going to imagine that I'm in Portugal sitting there looking at the ocean, and I'm visualizing Loretta on her radio show talking, and I'm looking at her from the future. Now I can do this quickly, and you probably can too. Maybe some people have to work at it. But as I begin to move toward Loretta, I begin to see that maybe she doesn't totally believe that could happen. Maybe there's a lack of self-confidence, or maybe she's got all this junk in her head about it, or tightness in her throat. And so from the future perspective, I will send to myself an opening. I will say, no, you're coming this way. Know it. Look at me. Take my hand. And then I'll take another step toward her, and I'll be able to lift her up and pull her forward. And it sounds really contrary, and I may be going through it too fast for you, but this is how we change our life. We go to the location of what it is we truly want to manifest, and then we work backwards. They talk about Merlin the magician, and he used to dream his life backwards. He would dream the day backwards, and then in the morning he would get up and live it from beginning to end. When you know where you're going to end up, you're not a victim of where you end up, you're a creator of where you end up. And that is a huge, huge difference. So I hope that helps you. Was that too much? Do you have questions about that?
No, actually, that process is perfect. And thank you for that.
Good.
Because, and as you talked about Merlin, my cat Merlin went walking by.
Well, there's that.
My cat can help me too.
Isn't that perfect? That's just so beautiful. Thank you, guides and angels and higher self. That was just perfect, because that was like putting like a little stamp of approval on it, going, yep, that's the way we do it. Yeah. Well, be blessed, and dream your dream, and then step into it, look back at yourself, and give yourself whatever assistance you need in order to just get there. Yeah.
Thank you so much. And actually, that is going to be a perfect way to accomplish many things.
Yeah. That to me was a big answer. Very, very big answer. All right. Thank you so much. Thanks for calling in. Blessings and radiant health to you.
Thank you. Blessings back.
Lots of love. Yeah. That little bit of information that I just gave her is really appropriate to everyone. And it is a little exercise, a little technique that you can do for anything. Quite often people come to me and they will say, Loretta, what am I supposed to do? And the angels and guides always say, what do you want to do? And they go, yeah, but don't they know that I need help? And the angels and guides are like, yes, we are here to assist you, but this is your life, and we actually can't do it for you. So when we become clear, and sometimes clarity doesn't mean what does it look like that I'm doing? Clarity could be, a year from now, I want to be as healthy as I can be, radiant health, and I want to be laughing and happy and have no worries. And you all know what it is that stands in the way of that is this thing up here in our head called the ego, called the thing that thinks too much. So I sometimes say to people, let go of trying to figure it out and let go of needing to know. Because once you do that, the only thing left is figuring out and knowing. And there is a part of us, there is something in us, an internal GPS that leads us forward into our life and actually knows exactly who we are and what we are here to do. So, like I said, we're moving from the fifth sun into the sixth sun. We've got lots of really, really wonderful things to go through. But this year, the year of 2021 and the year of 2022, these are transition years. And we are actually the ones making the choice as to whether we're going to step into a higher way of being and follow the gift of love, which is not ooey gooey. I think it takes a lot of courage and strength to be in love with yourself and others, or if we're going to hang on to fear and let it just choke the life out of us. So, of course, my goal, lift you up, help you be happy, and help you do marvelous and wonderful things, shine like the star you are, and share your gifts with us. So I'm Loretta Brown. I'm the owner of Reiki Oasis, located right here in Greater Seattle. Find out more about me at ReikiOasis.com. All these shows are archived, and you can listen to them over and over again. And yeah, if you need some help, schedule.ReikiOasis.com. Have a wonderful, happy 4th of July, safe and sane, and I'll see you next week. Lots of love. Bye-bye.
All right. Nice job.